loves, it's Sam. Sorry it's so dark in here. It's like so dark outside today. I do have a hair tutorial on this. It'll be up tomorrow, so don't you worry if you're like, oh my gosh, Sam, how did you do your hair like that? It'll be tomorrow, so don't you fret. This has been so requested. I swear to God, I feel like almost every other day I get someone on Twitter or someone on Facebook or messages just asking me what are my favorite Sigma brushes, which ones do I recommend buying, if they had so much money, what ones should they pick up? Basically just my kind of top Sigma brushes that you are kind of a must-have in anybody's kit. That's how I'm gonna put it. I've come up with my favorite ones that I feel like I have to have. I use these on a daily or kind of at least weekly basis. And I just think they're all super duper amazing and super duper fabulous. Number one I'm gonna start off with, which you guys are obviously gonna know this, is my F80. And this is the flat top synthetic kabuki. It looks like this. It's just nice and flat, very dense. It's got a very big head on it. It gets your foundation on super duper quickly, super duper flawlessly. It's just so quick and so easy and so just fabulous. I just love it. I used to use the MAC 183 or 187, I can't remember what it's called. This one, and look at the size of those. First of all, this one, pooing old sheds like a mofo. Seriously, every time I did my foundation, I'd have a big old black hair that I have to pick off. Drove me crazy. This one never ever sheds. It washes beautifully every single time. It does take a little bit longer to dry because it is so dense, but I just usually wash them at night and then by the next morning they're totally dry. But this is just for cream foundation, for liquid foundation, basically any foundation. I've used it with tons of different ones and it's amazing. It just gives you a flawless application. If you're someone who likes a liquid or cream or just a flawless face and you're someone who wears foundation on a daily basis, I definitely recommend getting this one because honestly, I use this every single day of my life and it's well worth the $16 because, I mean, I bought it, I think I got this like, I don't even remember. It's been months since I bought this and I've used it every single day unless I'm not wearing foundation, but most of the time I do. So well worth the money. Number two would have to be my, it's really dirty, I need to clean it actually. This is the Precision Tapered P86 and that's what it looks like. And it's basically just kind of a more contoured, like pokey brush. And this is what I use for my concealer. The reason I like it so much is because it does have that point. You can get right into the kind of corners of your eye, right along your kind of bottom eyelid, I don't know, whatever. And then it blends out super duper nicely. You can get along the nose, down the nose, around your lip if you're looking for like that really perfect lip line. It's amazing. It's super soft, blends out your concealer perfectly. It gets into the crevices you need to get in. You could even use it up here if you wanted to. I just really, really love this brush. It's the same fibers as the F80. So again, they're synthetic Sigmax fibers, but it's just amazing. I absolutely love it. I use that again every single day. Number three, I'm not gonna keep on counting. Okay, I'm done. I'm done counting now. This is the Large Angled Contour F40, and that's what it looks like. It's basically just a kind of angled blush brush. I use this to contour with either, you know, a matte bronzer or, you know, whatever you want to contour with. I put it so that the long part is facing down and then it just goes right in there. I use it on my kind of temples, along my jawline, on the sides of my nose. It's just really, really soft, but it has the perfect density because sometimes I find that if it's too dense, with certain foundations, it can end up pulling your foundation off if you have quite a kind of stiff one. So you want to have it so that it's a nice kind of medium, like it's got a good amount of density, but it's still soft enough where it's not going to pull on your foundation. So that's why I really, really like this one. This is the F10 Powder Blush Brush, and that's what it looks like. Just a really great blush brush, very soft, great, again, great kind of density. I use this every single day. It applies the blush really, really nicely, blends out really easily. I haven't had any shedding with any of them. And that is my biggest pet peeve with makeup brushes, is when they shed. Because it's so irritating when you're trying to do your makeup and then you've got all these hairs and it's like trying to pick them off and sometimes they get stuck to your foundation and it's just like, Oh, it's so annoying. You know, I hate that. That's why I like Sigma brushes so much, is because they don't shed and they do wash beautifully. Okay, for cream blushes or cream kind of bronzers, I really like the Duo Fiber Powder Brush, and this is the F15. This one specifically is from the London, the Cities collection, so that's why it's brown and gold and it's a travel size. But I believe that any of these brushes, if I show you that they're in a collection, you can just buy them separately as a normal sized brush. So that's what that one looks like. So it's basically, you know, just got those duo fiber bristles. So it's really nice for cream products because it blends out really, really nicely. If you do try to use something like this with cream blushes, sometimes I feel like it just doesn't sit on the skin very nicely. So that's why I like to use these, because they're just a little bit kind of softer or something. I don't know. That's what I feel anyway. This is what I use every single day as my highlight, and it's the Eye Shading E55. And that's what it looks like. And this one is from the Mrs. Bunny collection. So that's why, again, it's travel size and it's blue and pink, which I absolutely love the color. It's so cute. It's so nice. It applies, you can use it all over your lid too. I did actually use it all over my lid today. But it's a really kind of, again, it's like got a good kind of stiffness. It applies the product really nicely. Kind of gives a good amount of color on there. So it's really nice if you know, want to have that really nice kind of brow bone highlight. I don't know, I just really like it. And again, it's really, really soft. For packing on the color, oh my God, you guys, I've got to scooch down. My back is absolutely killing me. Oh, I gotta relax. I can't like sit up straight like that because it really hurts. I'm like, oh, granny. Okay, this is from the London Cities collection again. This is the large shader E60. And that's what that looks like. Basically, this is just a really nice kind of flat, quite a large, flat, kind of stiff brush. And this is what I use when I'm wearing like a really dark or bright kind of smoky eye, and you put a base down and then you just want to pack either your pigment or your dark kind of color or bright color over, but you don't want any fallout and you don't want it to be like a wash. You want it to be very like pigmented. Then this is what I would use. I always like to use these for packing on the color because they're nice and flat and they're just really, really great for getting that kind of very pigmented, like a lot of color or a lot of product on there. So I really, really like that one. And all of these brushes are super duper soft. They're just so nice. For blending, I've got two favorites and they're slightly different. I'm gonna talk about this one first. It's the Tapered Blending E35. This is definitely my favorite blending brush. And again, this is from the Cities London collection. But you can see, now I'm gonna show you the other one. This one is the E25, which is the just blending. But you can see the difference of these two. The E35 is a little bit longer and narrower, and then the E25 is a little bit shorter and fatter. So what I use these for is the E35, which is the longer one. I use this right in the crease to kind of mainly put my darker color first and blend that out kind of where you want your darkest part to be. And then for this one is where I take it up a little bit higher for maybe like my lighter. So let's say if I'm doing like a brown smoky eye, I would pack on my dark color at the base and then in the corner start blending, or kind of, you know, in the very, very crease, maybe put my second darkest color with the E35 and then take my lightest kind of blending up to my brow bone with the E25. So that's what I use, that's the difference in those two. And it's not a humongous difference, but it's just, you kind of, this one's slightly not as precise. So this one's gonna be more of a blending kind of fluffier, rather than this can kind of, you can kind of target your area with that brush, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Today, what I used was the small tapered blending. This is the E45. And you can see it's got slight kind of point at the tip. This is if you want that really kind of sharp crease look. So almost like a cut crease, or just a really kind of dramatic crease where you don't want it to be really soft. You don't want it to kind of blend out so much. So that's what I used for this look today. I usually start it in the very outer corner and then work my way in, and it kind of just gives that real dramatic, I don't know, dramatic crease. So I wouldn't recommend this for like super duper blending. It's just more if you want that really kind of this kind of look. Okay, this is my favorite liner brush, eyeliner brush. This is the E05. And again, this is from the London Cities collection. I would say if you have to buy any of the collections, you have to get the Cities, because they are seriously, I think, other than 2 of the brushes, I have almost the whole set in my must-haves. Definitely, if you are wanting to get like an actual kit, I would pick up that one. The London one that one's $89 versus $59. So if you're worried about the money, just get the regular ones. Tokyo, I don't know the other cities, but the other ones are cheaper because it's not the gold. But that's what this one looks like. And you can see it's kind of fatter at the base. And then it has that really, really nice fine tip, you know, versus the regular liner brush, which this is the E10 from Sigma. But you can see the difference. This one I really love because you can get that really thick kind of corner, but you can still get really, really thin. It has a beautiful flexibility that I feel like the E10 doesn't have, because it kind of just gives you that real nice woo. I don't know, it just, the way it applies your gel liner or your cream liner, it just is so nice. It's just so smooth. It's a very, very soft brush. It's got that tiny little point, but you can build it up and make it nice and thick if you want to with a lot or a little bit of effort. It's just really, really great. I love this brush. It's my favorite gel or cream eyeliner brush of life, for sure. I think everybody needs to have a pencil brush in their kit. And this is the Pencil E30, and that's what it looks like. So it's basically just kind of like a little, you know, tapered to a point, but not a super duper point. This is great if you like the smoky eye. It's great for underneath, kind of smoking out your shadow without having a harsh line. Or if you like to wear liner on top and then smoke out like a shadow on top to kind of give you a softer, kind of a softer liner instead of like a really harsh one. But everyone needs to have this in their kit because there's a lot of looks for a smoky eye that you really can't get the same effect without this brush. So I definitely recommend it, and it's also really great also if you want to do like in the very inner corner, put a, you know, a little pigment, or even if you're using kind of like a sparkle to kind of put in the inner corner, just because it's got that nice little point. So those are my 13 must-have brushes that I basically use on a kind of almost everyday basis. Most of them I use on an everyday basis. They're just brushes that I feel like they really stand out for me. They're brushes that I feel like I couldn't get the same look with a different brush. I don't know. I just really, really love them. They just are my favorite brushes, and I hope that's helped. And I didn't get all of my brushes overnight. I don't want you guys to think that I went out and got them all in one day. I mean, I've been working on my brush collection for years. Don't worry if you don't have the money to go and buy a whole bunch of brushes all in one day. You know, pick up maybe one a month, or I don't know, just get one every now and then and build your collection slowly. If you don't have the money, don't stress and be like, oh my God, I can never do good makeup unless I have these brushes and I don't have the money to buy them all now. You know, don't worry, just pick up a few here and there. They are kind of, you know, reasonably priced. They're not super cheap, but they're not super expensive. But they are worth the money. They're so well made. They've got just amazing quality. I haven't been disappointed with any of the brushes that I have from Sigma, and I have a lot. So, and then definitely if you do want to get at least one of the collections, I would definitely recommend getting the London City, or not the London, but the Cities collection. They've got 4 different ones to choose from, but they come in a little brush holder, and you can travel with them because it has a top. I have the Mrs. Bunny, and I also have the Make Me Cool, but I feel like out of all of the kits, the London one has the most brushes that I really, really like, that I have to have, that are kind of my must-have brushes, which I've showed you. And again, you don't have to get the London one. It's $89. Get the one, they have the exact same brushes, they're just different colors, and they're only $59. I hope that's helped. Thank you so much for all of the requests, and I hope that that's kind of given you a little bit of a easier time shopping. Because I know it is hard, especially when you are spending the money to kind of, you know, invest in some good brushes. You want to know which ones are, oh my God, I missed one. Oh my God, I missed one. I'm so sorry. This is the F86, and this is what I use for my highlight. Again, it's so soft. It's tapered, so it's very precise in where you put your I use it as my highlight. You can use it as a contour too if you wanted. But I use this all along here, down my nose, upper lip. It's just really, really great for applying highlighter because it lets it set into the skin really, really nicely. It kind of buffs it in so that it's not like just this powder highlight. It like really goes into the skin nicely, and it's so soft, and you can really kind of focus, like you can get it all here, and it's not this big massive brush getting a big old mess. And then of course, if you do want to contour with it, it's nice and kind of got that point, so you can get that nice real, you know, I'm a model, I'm skinny, I need to eat some cake, you know? Number must have, okay. Normally there is a coupon code. They usually have one every month, and I don't have a coupon code right now. I haven't looked for it. Usually I'll just Google it, and if you just Google February coupon code 2012, you'll find one, and that will usually give you 10% off. And then usually, I don't know if they still do it, when I ordered mine, they usually have the promotion where if you spend, I think $30 or $35, you get the E25 for free. So I think I have like 4 of these. I have a bunch of them. That's always nice, so you know, you're getting a little free present. Thanks for watching, bye.